Welcome to Visual Design with Maria. Today we're going to be discussing hierarchy. Some of the big ideas that we're going to be discussing today are understand elements in visual hierarchy and identify them in print and screen designs. You're going to become familiar with these key terms: hierarchy, headlines, subheads, captions, and paragraph role. You're also going to gain knowledge on visual cues in text. There are several elements that help us understand hierarchy. They are placement, size, color, and style. The way that the words are placed on the page layout of this World War II poster are very important. You can see that the word share is larger than the word sugar, and then we have kind of this informational text down here. That is all purposeful. You can also see that the placement of the text gives us kind of the illusion that there's some perspective going on. We have clouds in the sky. This is further away than the word share. And so we kind of have this imaginary horizon line happening. Also the size. You can see that share is larger than the word sugar. And we know that this must be more important than this word. So size plays into a part of page layouts. Color. When we look at the color, we see a black typeface. We have kind of this manila colored box, and then we have a yellow background. And when we think about it, we associate yellow with being bright, so it's going to catch our attention, which was probably intentional of the artist. But then we can also connect on an emotional level, where in this, when we read the words share sugar, it's war scarce, it's war necessary, we think caution, to be cautious or ration. And then the style. There's all different styles of typeface, and so this artist chose to use a long linear typeface that would help kind of stretch it out to be able to kind of stare at the word sugar. But then also use the same typeface here, but without the angle to it. So there's all different styles that an artist can use. We're going to kind of keep those in mind as we move along, and we're going to talk about our first key word, headline. And so the headline in this poster is going to be the word share. This is what the artist wants you to notice first. It's the most important. So keeping that in mind, we have our headline, share, but then we have a subhead where it's not as important as the headline. So obviously we have here share, the headline being largest, and then the subhead is going to be the word sugar. Even though it's far away, it's still important, being the subhead. So keeping those two things in mind, we're going to kind of connect them all together. We have the word share. It's the most important, so that's our headline. It's going to grab our attention. Then we have our subhead with sugar, and that's important. And then we have our caption, which our caption always falls below the visual object or the typeface. So this is going to be the informational text that you're going to be reading. It's war scarce, it's war necessary. So, looking at that, we just looked at a poster that was a page layout. We can also view websites in the same way. Websites are all designed on what we call a layout. And so I'm going to talk about some visual cues or text cues that you guys can identify with. So looking at this, we know that this word UT, or these letters UT, are in bold. And so we know visually when something is bold, we need to take note of it. It means it's important. It's almost like somebody going through a website or a page layout and highlighting it for you. But we know that we can't do that as you're viewing the web page, so they've already done it for you. So we see bold here, and we also see bolded text here: first-time freshmen, transfer students, and former UT students. We also have something called a paragraph rule, which breaks up the paragraphs into columns. Also, body copy. Body copy is going to be the text that you're genuinely going to be reading throughout your layout or throughout a website. Let's take a look at 3 murder reward posters and kind of identify their hierarchy, going through it together. So first we have the headline, then we have the subhead, and down here is the caption, which is the text information. Moving on to a different one, we have the headline here, which is in bold. So look at the text, look at the typeface, and how they're using those cues to get your attention. Here we have the headline. Subhead is here, still in bold. And then we have the caption, the text information. And a more modern version of a reward poster would be this electronic billboard. We have the word wanted, which would be the headline. It's the largest thing that we see. By the FBI, it's in the same font, but it's smaller, so here's the subhead. And then we have the caption, or the text information. So keeping all of those things in mind, let's review so our light bulb can go off. Hierarchy, the organization of elements according to importance. In typography, hierarchy is achieved by placement, size, color, or style. Headline, in a layout, a main heading above a block of text. Subhead, in a page layout, a heading smaller and of lesser importance than a headline. Caption, in a page layout, lines of descriptive text positioned under a graphic or photograph. Paragraph rule, in a page layout, a term used to describe a line used as a graphic element and positioned within a column of text. So now that we understand hierarchy, hopefully you're able to take this knowledge and go out and identify it in everyday life.